To format your check, head over to menu option I, Information Setup, and then IC, Check Formats. From the list of bank accounts, choose the one you'd like to format, and then click on Edit, or click on the Details tab. Select the length of your check from the drop-down menu. The length of the check is measured in inches. They are typically printed on an 8.5 by 11 inch format for laser printing. Next, you can select the number of copies of the check to print. If you're using a dot matrix printer, you may be using carbon copies check, so leave this set at 1. The length of the check number is the number of characters that you want the check number to be. You can then choose check font size. If you're using our multi-office module, you can choose to set up unique check numbers for each office by selecting Yes at the right for each office has its own check numbers. This will bring up a new button that you can click to set the starting numbers for each office. Next, you'll select the check position in an 8.5 by 11 inch page. You will have one check and two stubs. You can have the check on top, position 1, in the middle, position 2, or on the bottom, position 3. The default is position 1, so if you choose one of the other positions, you'll need to adjust all the settings. For an 8.5 by 11 inch check, there are 66 lines and 75 columns. The higher the line number, the further down the page the item will appear. The higher the column number, the further to the right of the page the item will appear. The Help menu has recommended settings for each check position that you can use as a starting point for your formatting. Next, you can click on the Display Options button in the lower right corner to choose your options. Select whether to include $sign from the drop-down menu. Select whether to show Pay to the Order of from the drop-down menu. Select whether to include check number label. Select whether to include amount label. Select whether to include date label. If desired, enter a custom note for the check in the text field. Click the OK button. You can choose the date format from the drop-down. This will change how the date is displayed on the check. BrokerWolf also supports using the MICR option, or Magnetic Ink Character Recognition. You can format the information at the bottom for the institution and account number. Using this option means you will require a MICR toner for your printer. You can get that information from the printer manufacturer. Then print a test check to ensure it meets all of your bank requirements. Click on the MICR Options button and select Yes. This will prompt a message confirming that you're using the MICR toner cartridge. You can then set the formatting for the space from the left, the bottom, and the space before the account number. You can also set up your signatures in E16. Once these have been set up, you can select where the signature should show on the check by going to the Signatures tab in IC. Here, you have the option to set the minimum and maximum dollar amounts that can be tied to each signature. Therefore, you should set signature 1 to be only used from $1 to $1,000. And the second signature to be from $1,000.01 and above. You can set the line number and column number to position the signature on the check. There is an option to do a test print by clicking on the Test Print button at the right. This allows you to print it to a blank paper and then hold it up to your check to see how the formatting looks before doing a test print on your actual check. If you use the same check formats for all of your checks, you can store your settings. Go to the next bank account and go to the Details tab. And click on the Copy Check Format button to copy all of the settings from the first account that you set up. And that's it for this tutorial.